What is the weirdest thing that the weird kid did at school? I posted this before in an older thread. This was primary school, we would have been around 10 years old. There was an attempt to bring special need kids in and integrate them into our classes. One guy was just so odd, it wasn't going well. One morning recess we're out playing on the swings and monkey bars and a girl screams. We run over and the special needs guy has blood running down from where his ear used to be. He's also dragging an open cardboard egg container, the ones we used to cut up for crafts, behind him tied to a piece of string. In that container is the missing piece of his ear. He'd cut it off with scissors. That's how the special needs integration program ended. Called a quadriplegic substitute teacher, man on wheels, stormed out of the classroom and disappeared. The school thought he tried to walk home, so they start searching everywhere only to have him pop out of his own locker at the end of the day. He crawled into a storm drain to avoid taking an exam. We had a kid that would skip down the hall and simultaneously yell, "Meats, cheeses, sausages." That same kid is now a televangelist pastor in Florida. He would howl like a dog. He'd get in trouble daily and get under the table panting and bark and growl. One day was an extra bad episode and we all thought it was funny being 5 years old at the time, and after that day we didn't see him anymore. The state took him. Turns out he was kept in cages with the dogs at his house and learned dog behavior. Wonder whatever happened to him. Hope he got help. He got bullied so much the teacher put him in a desk by himself at the front of the class where no one could fuck with him. Then he jerked off in class and the Hispanic kid, who could barely speak English and would go on to kill his dad, screams, "Teacher looky beating his dick." We had a kid who refused to write with a pencil or pen. He was able to, he just refused. He had a portable electronic typewriter that he would carry between classes all day, every day. He had some mental issues obviously, but nobody really knew what his deal was. He got transferred to a special school after 9th grade. I tutored him for science once. He seemed fine. He understood the material. Lost a bet playing that game from South Park where you kick each other in the nuts. He didn't kick first, so he lost, and had to wear a Hitler uniform to school. He apparently had the costume on hand ready to go. Wrote and recorded a rap about what teachers he wanted to kill. He claimed it was art, then he claimed it was a joke. Neither the school nor the police saw the funny side of it. I was going to say I was the weird kid, because I kinda was, but after reading other replies I'm starting to think I have a different definition of weird. I was quiet and ate paper and made jokes that no one would possibly get, so I was weird as hell, but I was not a psychopath or willing to hurt anyone or anything. Anyways, I grew up into a weird adult. I still struggle with speaking up, but I stopped eating paper. It wasn't all on him, but we had a guy named Cody who decided to shave his head one day, then few days later he pretended to fall asleep in class. And let someone draw on the back of his head. They drew a Hitler face, I believe. Then got really mad about it, and came in the next day and posted a hit list on his locker. And got suspended. I was friends with him up until shortly before that episode. He started getting really fucking weird. Hope he's okay, whatever happened in the end. He screamed, "No, not in the butt," when the teacher just asked him to go back to class. I came here to say we had one kid who would eat all his fruit. I mean all of it, bananas, oranges, mandarins, etc. with the skin still on, apples including the core. Whatever fruit people had, he ate the whole thing. But after reading the other replies here, this kid's looking pretty normal all of a sudden. Y'all went to school with some nut jobs. During study hall he'd soak tissues in his own spit and or mucus, then drape said tissue over his face with his head tilted back. The third time I witnessed it I loudly called him out on it. He claimed it wasn't gross, it's just how he was cooling himself off. Would choose a pimple on his face, name it and feed it dirty and whatever else to make it grow. Basically made them super infected and even grosser than normal acne.